there. Are you ever just going through it? Is the world going to shit with bills being passed to destroy the lives of trans children, Biden having yet to cancel student loans or decriminalize marijuana despite running on this?
Well, we're waiting.
Is COVID over despite killing almost 1 million people and still killing 1,000 people daily? Hi, it's me. When I started doing this, it was 1,000 daily. It's currently gone down. Oh, hey, what's this? Here's the worldwide one, though. Because what pandemic? The government is cutting funding for COVID testing and treatment, along with research into whatever pandemic is going to happen once we unthaw those woolly mammoths, despite us having the budget to give $1 bazillion to the military. COVID is out, sweetie. Russia is in. Ukraine. What? A country who's a product of a system created by sweeping deregulations just invades a sovereign nation? Hold on there, buddy. Only we're allowed to do that. And between working a job and an unpaid internship, you realize that you need to make a new video for your whole 5 patrons. Do you want to become my 6th patron? Click the link below, my dudes. Because you've been raised to never set boundaries or let anyone else down, and you come up with a great concept only to realize it's going to take a lot of research to make and time you just don't have. But you need to do something. Why does every video have to have a deep, insightful commentary? Why can't you just make a video about a dumb baby anime and why it's cool and good? And there was a car alarm going off. Hi there. Can we talk about Heaven's Design Team? My favorite anime of last year was, hands down, Odd Taxi. Go watch my video where I talk about why. But along with that in Jujutsu Kaisen, one of the best shonen anime of the past few years, able to hold its own with Demon Slayer, I also found myself immensely enjoying the quirky, fun, and extremely low-stakes anime that was Heaven's Design Team, based on the manga by Hebizo and Suta Suzuki, the former being a part-time lecturer at the Tokyo Institute of Technology who has written previous educational mangas. I think I should emphasize here that when I say the show is a done baby anime with minimal conflicts and low stakes, I'm being pretty literal, and it's not really my intent to degrade the show. There are definitely shows aimed at children both in the East and the West with heavy themes of war, trauma, toxic relationships, and how to process your feelings. And while I've said before, these shows can be great for kids and emotionally stunted adults, Heaven's Design Team is none of these things. There's no conflict, no one is an allegory for an unloving parent, and the plot, in fact, is the same every episode. The story is about how God is a busy dude, and the time he spent creating the earth realized he didn't have enough time to make all the animals, so in a true capitalist fashion, he outsourced the project to a small design studio. I have to say, well, I don't think this was the intent at all of the creator, who's just using a fun and silly little premise to explain animal science. It does unintentionally give me weird flashbacks to growing up in the United States, one of the most evolution-denying countries on the planet, and teaching all these after-school programs to Christian schools that tried to teach intelligent design. Did you know all those fun roadside attractions on the road are always weird creationist museums? Apparently the Romans rode dinosaurs as pets. The plot revolves around this design team creating all creatures great and small and the logistics of what these animals need to function, both in how they live and how to fill the seemingly ludicrous requests for a specific animal God would like made. Through prototypes and trial runs, the animal is finally created and wins God's approval. It's basically Wild Kratts meets Miracle Workers.
Explain cows.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Tell mom and dad what a cow is.
It's like a big dog you can drink from.
And what's a dog?
A small cow you can be friends with.
As you can expect from this kind of show, the characters themselves are written in a way where they all have very distinctive color palettes and personalities, many akin to actual people you might meet in a more typical design studio, but don't really have a lot more in terms of depth or character development. Shimoda is our audience stand-in for the less animal-savvy viewer and acts as the assistant/God's liaison to the rest of the team. Ueda is Shimoda's supervisor and also assists in managing other departments. Saturn is the veteran of the team, who dotes on his grandson and whose love of horses means he tries to incorporate them into many of his designs, despite the logistics of them not always working out. Venus is an eccentric who loves all things birds. She's also transgender, and while voiced by a cis man in the Japanese version, is portrayed respectfully with her coworkers using her proper pronouns and welcoming her into women's spaces, which rules given the problematic or dismissive way trans people and Okama have been portrayed in both Western and Eastern media. Mercury is aloof and no-nonsense and loves to design practical animals that eat birds, much to Venus's ire. Jupiter is laid back and carefree of his goal to make every animal he creates to be tasty. Neptune, despite his large appearance, has a gentle demeanor and enjoys making animals that are adorable. Pluto is a cute goth girl who loves to make animals that are gross or dangerous, often both. And Mars is their no-nonsense engineer whose main role in the show is to point out key flaws in the animals that the team designs. No one has any more depth beyond that, and conflicts are limited to minor disagreements over how the animal should be made or grievances that one animal might eat another one. We don't really get a look into the characters' backgrounds or why they got into animal design, and that's okay. Everyone in the show is just really nice to one another. In one episode, they literally get a client from hell, as in he's a demon who lives in hell, get it? And he turns out to be a fantastic client who has a clear idea of what he wants. He even brings in visual aids, and the whole team loves working with him. So why do I love this very simple show despite an episodic formula and a lack of anything going on? Well, for one, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and leave a comment below about how awesome I am. But also, my day job for over a decade now at this point has been related to the world of animal education. And despite how much people enjoy learning about animals, there are not a ton of anime I've watched that really go into much depth in regard to the natural sciences. Cells at Work is super fun and educational, but it's more in regards to the human body. Beastars has animals in it, but it's more an allegory than true animal accuracy. Polar Bear Cafe has a few animal tidbits, but it's mostly a show full of puns that looks into the world of working at a cafe run by a small business tyrant who's also a polar bear. Oh sure, he looks all fun and cute now, but let's see how he reacts when you tell him he can't come in due to a family emergency. The two shows closest to the world of animals I've personally seen are Kemono Friends, which has a lot of accurate facts about animals, but portrays them as Genjika, human variations of their animal counterparts, and the Aquatope on White Sand, which is a very accurate look about the work that goes into running an aquarium, though it is more heavily focused on the story about a former pop idol who works there and how running it helps her find purpose. The lack of an in-depth plot or deep themes really allows for Heaven's design team to be the first show I've watched that's really focused on all these fun and delightfully nerdy facts about animals. And for me, someone whose day job is related to the world of education, I find this show incredibly fun to watch. I watched the entire series when it first aired, and then I rewatched it again to make this video, and holy shit, it's amazing how accurate it is, from explaining survival strategies in flamingos to how rabbits manage their body heat. There's aspects the show teaches that I was already familiar with, such as chameleons changing their colors due to expressing emotions, as opposed to the common misconception that they do this for camouflage, but there's also aspects about animals I didn't know that I found super rewarding to learn about. For example, did you know that elephants will press their feet harder onto the ground to better detect vibrations that other elephants make? I didn't. I even double checked this of an elephant keeper I know, and he said, yeah, sure, I guess. Anime is good again! The show even has a fun time sometimes addressing fantasy animals and either why this animal couldn't work, or sometimes if this animal did exist, such as a three-headed wolf, what adaptations it would need so it's not tripping over itself trying to move in different directions. There's also a childlike delight in attempting to guess what the animal the team makes is gonna turn out to be.
It's gonna be a panda.
腸内細菌の力を借りれば草から栄養が取れる肉食獣は簡単に作れる。でもエネルギーが
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a panda. It's gonna be a panda. It's gotta be.
いなくてゆっくりとしか動けない。だから敵の少ない鉱山で生活させようと思ったが、高い山には雪が降る。
It's gotta be a panda. It's gotta be. It's gotta be a panda. Oh!
それを解決するには島だ。白黒だ。雪に溶け込む白、夏に溶け込む黒。すなわち夏冬兼。
It's a panda. Oh. Oh.
典型です。採用。
I was hoping it'd be a panda, and it was. Oh, it was a panda. It was a panda.
I also also dig the humor in the show. Not that there's anything wrong with PBS's Wild Kratts, but given the very young audience, you probably won't see the Kratt brothers talking about the logistics of an animal that has 2 penises, or how if a Pegasus was real, it would need to constantly defecate in order to successfully fly. Most of the humor in the show works and transcends culture because a lot of the humor is either very simplistic, big animal fall over, or features a lot of absurdity, be it a dragon that is powered by farts or the team accidentally creating an angry god. There's also a broad cultural appeal around animals. Some of the earliest drawings known to man are literally of animals. You can come from pretty much any walk of life and find fascination and delight in the amazing world of nature. My favorite personal joke in the show that had me in tears is mostly due to my own knowledge of specific animals. In an earlier episode, Neptune designs a sea otter, and in a follow-up episode, he gets a request for an otter that is not cute. And as someone familiar with the aquatic terror that is the giant river otter and realized where this joke was going, I was over the moon.
可愛かったのに。でかくて怖いですね。
One thing I've noticed recently is people getting angrily defined that their favorite baby shows are actually not for babies, because would a baby show have complex themes about being sad because your parents got a divorce? I'm not sure where this comes from, outside of maybe some eternal shame about trying to justify that Avatar: The Last Airbender is for everyone, and no, it's not. It's for kids. Everyone can enjoy it. I sure did, but it's for children, and that's okay. It's okay to like a children's show or a show that's silly. Yeah, I personally think there's merit in getting out of your comfort zone from time to time and checking out new things to challenge you, but it's also okay to enjoy something fun and pointless. A simplistic or feel-good story doesn't inherently devalue its own existence. There's merit in finding comfort in the simplistic. It's even okay to make a video on it with no real depth or discussion or hot take beyond this baby anime is cool and here's why, which I probably should have named this video in order to game the algorithm, huh? Heaven's design team, while not overly complex or deep, is whimsical, funny, and oddly educational. I would highly recommend this to anybody who enjoys animals or lighthearted anime. That's all for today. Thanks for letting me talk about Heaven's design team. Hi everyone, I really appreciate everyone's patience with this new video. Along with my job and internship, I also had a lot of personal stuff going on, so I'm really happy to be putting out a new video where I get to talk about something I really sincerely enjoy. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I want to give a huge shout out to my script consultant Saji, and a big thanks to my big spender patron Kurt Schiller, who requested I say, Kalid, dear tarnished, it's for plague lovers. This message brought to you by the Kalid Board of Tourism. And a big thank you to all my very wonderful, super patient patrons as well. If you want to gain early access to my videos and see cute photos of animals along with other fun rewards, head on over to my Patreon, where as little as $2 can get you all these wonderful things, your name in the credits, and my eternal gratitude. And for those of you heading to MomoCon, Saturday, May 28th, I will be doing my animals and anime panel, so come on out and say hi. There will be prizes. Thanks again for everyone's support. Take care, y'all.